to the third is in process of accomplishment, then a similar knowledge will be displayed on the mental plane. The laws of fire will be gradually permitted exoteric publication. There are 27 occult laws, which are only revealed after initiation at this stage of evolution. In them are summed up the basic laws of color, and of music and rhythm. When music produces warmth or stimulation, and when pictures, for instance, glow or reveal the subjective within the objective, then will this fourth ray of harmony be coming to fruition. Let us keep the numbering of the rays clearly in mind. The numbers preceding the names have to do with the sevenfold manifestation, and the numbers succeeding the names concern the fivefold manifestation of Brahma. 1. Will or power. Rays of aspect. 2. Love or wisdom. 3. Adaptability or active intelligence. 1. 4. Harmony, beauty or art. 2. 5. Concrete knowledge or science. 3. Rays of attribute. 6. Abstract idealism. 4. 7. Ceremonial magic. 5. We must now continue with our consideration of the four types of force, emanating from certain great entities, and the future results that may be expected from their effect upon man, remembering ever that these four influences, with their synthesis, the third ray of aspect, sum up, in themselves, the fifth logoic principle of Manas. They are, literally, the radiatory effects of the divine Manasaputras. We are concerned primarily with the results, to be brought about in the units in their bodies. The coming into power of this fourth ray at any time, and such an advent may be looked for towards the close of this lesser cycle, which ended in 1924, will produce a corresponding activity in connection with the fourth subplane in each plane, beginning with the fourth physical ether. This will result in the following effects. First, physical plane scientists will be able to speak with authority and the fourth ether, even though they may not recognize it as the lowest of the four etheric grades of substance. Its sphere of influence and its utilization will be comprehended, and force, as a factor in matter, or the electrical manifestation of energy within definite limits, will be as well understood as is hydrogen at this time. Indications of this can already be seen in the discovery of radium, and the study of radioactive substances and of electronic demonstration. This knowledge will revolutionize the life of man. It will put into his hands that which occultists call power of the fourth order, on the physical plane. It will enable him to utilize electrical energy for the regulation of his everyday life in a way, as yet incomprehensible. It will produce new methods of illuminating, and of heating the world at a small cost and with practically no initial outlay. The fact of the existence of the etheric body will be established, and the healing of the dense physical body, via the etheric body, by force utilization, and solar radiation, will take the place of the present methods. Healing will then fall practically into two departments: 1. Vitalization, by means of a. Electricity, b. Solar and planetary radiation. 2. Definite curative processes, through the occult knowledge of a. The four centers, b. The work of the devas of the fourth ether. Transportation on sea and land will be largely superseded by the utilization of air routes and the transit of large bodies through the air, by means of the instantaneous use of the force, or energy inherent in the ether itself, will take the place of the present methods. Religious students will study the side of manifestation we call the life side, just as the scientist studies that called matter, and both will come to a realization of the close relation existing between the two, and thus the old gap and the ancient warfare between science and religion will be in temporary abeyance. Definite methods of demonstrating the fact that life persists after the death of the physical body will be followed, and the etheric web will be recognized as a factor in the case. the connection between the different planes will be sought, and the analogy between the fourth etheric subplane and the fourth or Buddhic plane, the fourth cosmic ether, will be studied, for it will be realized that the life of those entities, whom we recognize as the planetary logoi, pours through our scheme from the fourth cosmic plane, the cosmic Buddhic, and thus in a very special sense through all lesser correspondences. The alignment will be as follows. A. The fourth cosmic plane, the cosmic Buddhic. B. The fourth cosmic ether, the fourth plane of the system, the Buddhic. C. The fourth etheric subplane of our physical plane. There is thus a line of least resistance from the planes of the cosmos, producing a special activity in connection with the heavenly men, demonstrating on their own plane, and sequentially in connection with the units in their bodies on lower levels. Lines of force, extending from our scheme extrasystemically, will be a recognized fact, and will be interpreted by scientists in terms of electrical phenomena, and by the religious man in terms of life, the life force of certain entities. Philosophic students will endeavor simultaneously to link these two schools of thought, and to demonstrate the factor of the intelligent adaptation of the electrical phenomena, which we call matter, of that energized active material we call substance, to the life purpose of a cosmic being. In these three lines of thought, therefore, scientific, religious, and philosophic, we have the beginning of the conscious building, or construction of the antaskana of that group which we call the fifth root race. On the fourth subplane of the astral plane, a similar activity will be noted as in process. The inflowing force will cause an astral stimulation in the bodies of many of the human family who are still on that subplane, and will bring about an awakening of the desire for harmony in a new manner. This will work out relatively well in the sixth subrace. It should be remembered that numbers of the old Atlanteans, fourth root race men, will respond to the stimulation and will find their way into incarnation at that time, for the 4 and the 6 are always closely allied. We have another suggestive analogy in the fact that the devas of the fourth ether will be soon swinging into recognized utility, and that in the sixth subrace the deva evolution will be exceedingly prominent. The fourth plane is the plane of atonement for certain deva and human units, and certain groups. The fourth creative hierarchy and the sixth deva hierarchy have a pronounced karma to work out together. One can now see the supreme importance of the human hierarchy, the fourth in the sequence of planes and ideas. Second cosmic plane 7 cosmic logoi. Fourth cosmic plane 7 rishis of the Great Bear. Second solar plane 7 heavenly men. Fourth solar plane 7 centers of the 7 heavenly men in the fourth cosmic ether. Fourth subplane of the solar physical 7 centers of the human unit in ether of the fourth order. The beauty of the interlocking system will be apparent, even though it may not be so immediately understandable wherein lies the relation between these complexities of entities. We must ever remember that we are considering the force, or life energy of these entities as it pours into, and works through definite, material, substantial forms. On the fourth subplane of the mental plane there will be, in the immediate future, a period of intensified evolution for the units of the fifth root race, prior to their passing out of and into another race, globe, chain, or scheme. We have on the fourth subplane of the fifth plane the center of interest for the present race, and the day of its opportunity. Here can be seen the awakening of the higher consciousness, and the first ripple of perception of, and vibratory response to, the causal body. In this connection, we must ever remember that the periphery of the causal body encloses the permanent atoms. It is the plane of testing, of the major initiations of the threshold. It is the battleground in man, and from this plane he must secure the right to enter the path, and procure that control over his lower bodies, which will make him a master, and not a slave. Thus one could progress the idea, and fill many books with suggestions, as to that which may be expected during the next few centuries, but it does not serve any useful purpose to enlarge further. I might, in summing up these ideas, point out that the immediate future achievement consists in the utilization of force and of electrical energy for the more harmonious adjustment of the life of man. One or two more suggestions might be made and the influence of this fourth ray of mind, and primarily it might be pointed out that more time has been given to the consideration of this ray than will be possible with most of the others on account of its holding a place of such importance in this fourth chain of the Earth scheme, and on the fourth globe. Our earthly planet. Each planetary logos pours forth his influence in different rounds, planes, chains, globes, races, and subraces according to their numerical relationship to the scheme of which he is the vitalizing life. Temporally, and as the cycle progresses, these forms become receptive and negative, and are thus responsive to the positive influence of the planetary logos. One further point I would make, and as it is of an esoteric and occult nature, it can be but hinted at. At the fourth initiation, the force of the logos of the fourth ray is a vital factor in the initiation. It is through the application of the rod of initiation that his life energy is applied to the initiate, or the electrical force that emanates from him is geometrically circulated through certain centers, producing the necessitated stimulation. At the fifth initiation similarly the force of the third logos may be felt, and at the sixth that of the second logos, while at the seventh the dynamic fire of the first logo circulates through the body of the koan. It might be tabulated thus. 1. The magical force of the seventh logos is felt at the first initiation. 2. The aggressive fire of the sixth logos is felt at the second initiation. 3. The illuminating light of the fifth logos is felt at the third initiation. 4. The harmonizing life of the fourth logos is felt at the fourth initiation. 5. The blending power of the third logos is felt at the fifth initiation. 6. The unifying heat of the second logos is felt at the sixth initiation. 7. The dynamic electricity of the first logos is felt at the seventh initiation. Let us now pass on to the brief consideration of the future influence of the third monasic ray of concrete knowledge or science. As I have elsewhere pointed out, this ray concerns itself with the building of form, with the utilization of matter, with the embodying of ideas, or of entities, whether cosmic, systemic, lunar, or subhuman. The planetary logos of this fifth systemic ray holds a peculiar position in the scheme of things. He is the embodiment of the fifth logoic principle of Manas. His is the synthesizing scheme for the five schemes of the five Kumaras who are Brahma, when viewed as the sum total of the third logoic aspect, though he is not the synthesizing factor for the seven schemes which are the sum total of logoic manifestation considered as the union of the second and third aspects. This is a point of prime importance to bear in mind. His is the influence that leads to the scientific adaptation of matter to form, and his is the life that unifies ever the three and the five. Let us see if, by illustration, we can make this idea